So the recent photo of Mohamed Kudus with Mauricio Pochettino has sparked a possible transfer move for Kudus to join Chelsea in the summer transfer window, and we're going to talk about it extensively right here on the channel. But did you also know that Spanish La Liga giant Barcelona are targeting Thomas Partey for a possible move in the summer transfer window? Well, I'll tell you more about it in a brief moment, as well as Kamaldeen Sulemana, who looks like very frustrated at Southampton and is looking for a way out on a possible loan move away from the championship side. Well, we're going to talk about it all here right on the channel. Before we get into it, please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So now let's get into it. So over the weekend we saw West Ham play against Chelsea in a match that Chelsea trashed West Ham by 5-0. Well, after the match, Chelsea's manager Mauricio Pochettino, who was impressed with Ghana's Mohamed Kudus' performance in the match, was pictured having a tete-a-tete with the Ghanaian player. Well, this picture has sparked a purported transfer rumor that could see Mohamed Kudus leave the Hammers and join the Blues still in London. But how true is this rumor? Well, to every single rumor there is an iota of truth. Well, Mohamed Kudus joined West Ham in the summer transfer window for 43 million euros. Now, since joining West Ham, the Ghanaian player has become a sensation and is currently the player with the most take-ons in the Premier League. He completed the most take-ons in West Ham's game against Chelsea despite they losing the match. Well, he was able to set new records in the Premier League. Now, it looks like the way West Ham's performance is deepening, Kudus might be seeking a solution out of the club as he seeks to win laurels as he's in his prime. Now, Chelsea are looking forward to also revamp their team, and Mauricio Pochettino is thinking that, well, possibly Mohamed Kudus could be a great summer signing. Now, how much is the transfer market value of Mohamed Kudus? Well, for Mohamed Kudus to leave West Ham, it means that any club who wants to buy him would have to trigger his buyout clause. Now, Mohamed Kudus has 4 years left on his contract with West Ham, which could see him play all the way to the summer of 2027. Now, if Kudus is supposed to leave West Ham, it will mean that Chelsea would have to cough up to 80 million euros to buy the Ghanaian sensation. Well, Mohamed Kudus is in his prime, just 23 years, and has scored 13 goals with 6 assists in his first spell in the Premier League. Now, after the viral photo of Mauricio Pochettino with Mohamed Kudus, some Chelsea fans have been reacting to it, and well, I want us to take a look at what some Chelsea fans have been saying about Mohamed Kudus' possible move to join Chelsea. Now, this is what one of the Chelsea pages on X had to say. Pochettino with Kudus at full time. And the comment from Michael says that we need this boy next season. He will add more flavor in our game. Then another one from Chelsea Forever says that maybe Modric replacement, that is Mohamed Kudus. Another one says that bring Kudus, sell Sterling and loan Modric. Then this one from Oyali says that we need him on that left while Modric develops. He's just wasted in that defensive West Ham setup. He made the most take-ons in the match today since 2016 in the Premier League. Top player, bring him Poch. Then this one from Sergio says that bring him home. Cucurella, Gallagher and Caicedo closed a player and he passed twice. Get him here ASAP. Then another one from Big Motion says that getting to Chelsea could have been a greater move. So this is what some Chelsea players are saying, that well, it could be that Pochettino wants to sign Mohamed Kudus and is inquiring from the player if he wants to leave West Ham. Now, this is the icebreaker. Now, West Ham have announced that they would part ways with coach David Moyes, and it was David Moyes who brought in Mohamed Kudus. Now, you know, players, when their favorite coaches move, they would also want to look for another solution out of the club. So this could be a possibility that Mohamed Kudus wants to leave West Ham because David Moyes is leaving. Now, we would have to wait to see if Mohamed Kudus will want to leave West Ham or not. But as it stands now, Kudus might end up leaving West Ham in the summer transfer window. Now, away from Mohamed Kudus, let me tell you about the possibility of Thomas Partey also leaving Arsenal to join Spanish La Liga giants, that is FC Barcelona. Yes, according to transfer rumors emanating from the Catalans, it appears that coach Xavi is interested in getting Thomas Partey at Barcelona. Well, Thomas Partey has become one of the key pillars for Arsenal, and despite missing a couple of games, his return to the pitch has transformed Arsenal, and they are looking like a team that could end up clinching the Premier League title for the first time in a long while. Now, Thomas Partey is at the tail end of his career. He's just 31 years old and might end up looking for better chances away from Arsenal, because coach Mikel Arteta is thinking about bringing in young players to help the team move forward. Now, in Thomas Partey's position, you have the likes of Declan Rice, you have the likes of Jorginho, you have the likes of other players who are doing tremendously well. Now, Thomas Partey is one player who often gets injured. Now, for Barcelona, their midfield number 5 position has become where their issues lie, and coach Xavi wants to bring in a proper defensive midfielder, and Thomas Partey looks like a player who will be good for the interim, that is for the short moment, and they would want to bring Thomas Partey in. Now, looking at Thomas Partey, his contract with Arsenal expires in 2025, and if he doesn't extend his contract, it means that he will end up leaving Arsenal. Well, he has been linked with a move to join clubs in the Saudi Arabian League, but Thomas Partey doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. He wants to still stay in Europe, as we understand, and Juventus are also interested in him. But for Barcelona, if they want to buy Thomas Partey and Thomas Partey signs a renewal contract with Arsenal, it means that Barcelona would have to cough up to 30 million euros to buy Thomas Partey. But if Thomas Partey does not renew his contract with Arsenal and wants to leave in the summer transfer window, it means that Barcelona would end up paying a little over 15 million euros for the Ghanaian midfielder. Now, we all know the financial issues at Barcelona, so they don't want to spend much in the transfer window, and Thomas Partey looks like a flexible option. However, coach Xavi is looking forward to also bring in the likes of some key players like the likes of Joshua Kimmich of Bayern Munich. Also, they want to bring in Zubimendi and also Guido Rodriguez, Amadou Onana, as well as other players. But the issue is that the transfer fee for these players is so big for Barcelona to pay, so they would end up maybe going for Thomas Partey. But the big issue is that Thomas Partey is one player who is battling injuries. But one thing that Barcelona fancy the most about Thomas Partey is that he has the experience in the La Liga. He has played for Atletico Madrid, and whilst at Atletico Madrid, he went on loan at Mallorca and Almeria. This gives him more experience than other players who are coming in to learn how the Spanish football works. So that is why Xavi wants to bring in Thomas Partey. Well, it all depends on if Thomas Partey will want to leave Arsenal and Mikel Arteta doesn't want him in this team. But as it stands now, well, Thomas Partey is enjoying his time in the Premier League, and maybe at the end of this season, when Mikel Arteta decides to bring in new players, that is when Thomas Partey would decide to move. But do you think it's a good move for Thomas Partey to join Barcelona? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Well, now before we go, let me tell you about Kamaldeen Sulemana. Now, Kamaldeen Sulemana was one of the sensational players that Southampton signed last summer in the Premier League. Unfortunately, they got relegated. Since joining Championship, well, Kamaldeen Sulemana had to battle injuries, but now he's back to full fitness. But the coach at Southampton is not favoring him. They are currently among the top 5 or top 6 clubs in the Championship and are looking forward to qualify to the Premier League in possible playoffs. But it appears that Kamaldeen Sulemana is not happy at Southampton. Why? Because the coach has not played him in about 3 matches. He recently came on as a substitute in their match that they played, and Kamaldeen Sulemana doesn't like that. This is a player who was playing for Stade Rennais in the French League 1 and was always a starter, and joins Southampton and has been dropped to the bench. Now, looking at his friends like Mohamed Kudus and Partey and the likes of Ernest Nyama, well, Kamaldeen Sulemana wants more game time to also show that he's a world-class player. Now, this is the case that he's not being allowed to play. According to the report, the player is fancying a loan deal away from Southampton that could see him either join the French League 1 again on loan, or he could join a club in the Spanish La Liga or the Dutch League. Be it as it may, Kamaldeen Sulemana wants more game time, and it looks like going back to the French League 1 will be more favorable, and he's fancying a move on a loan deal because no player would want to sign outright. They want to see what he can do, and also if he goes on loan and gets more game time, he will get more clubs to express interest in him, then probably get a permanent deal in the January transfer window and leave the club that he's on loan at. So that is how Kamaldeen Sulemana's issue looks like. Well, we'll monitor the situation and bring you up to speed on all that you have to know about the transfer rumors coming up in August. But until now, this is the latest update I have for you. Thanks for doing the watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.